everybody, and welcome on this beautiful, beautiful day in the city of Saskatoon. My name is April Sora, and I work with the city of Saskatoon.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Lovely to see everybody. My name is Neil Kiwastep. I work with the Johnson Shayama Graduate School of Public Policy and with Yellow Quill Holdings, one of our First Nations in the province here. So lovely to see everybody. We're looking forward to the event today and getting today's event started. I'd like to introduce and welcome up to Start in a Good Way. I'd like to call up Rick Daniels to get us started in a good way this morning.
Reconciliation isn't just something we acknowledge today. It's a journey we walk every day. It begins with truth-telling, the conversations we have, and the actions we choose.
Thank you, April Sora and Neil Kiwastep, or as he likes to call himself, Neil Cute Stuff. Okay, welcome everybody, and to this beautiful day. It's amazing. I see a lot of. I can't acknowledge every one of them, but welcome to all the leaders here.
And he's a fluent Cree speaker. He like to embarrass me every time he made sure I pronounced them exactly the way he told me, and then he'd laugh at me from the front row like he is today. So thank you very much to my good friend Rick Daniels for getting us started in a good way. I'd like to now call upon the drum group from Bedford Road Collegiate to sing the Treaty 6 song.
Thank you so much. That's the Bedford Road Collegiate Drum Group. Thank you for starting us in such a beautiful way with the sound of the drum, Mother Earth, the heartbeat. I'd like to now call upon the classroom from St. Mother Teresa School to sing the Métis National Anthem. I'd just like to start now by, we're so honored to have so many people here, and there are many elected officials we have here in the audience today. I'm just going to quickly announce who is here with us today. We have MLA Betty Nippy Albright, MLA Tejinder Grewal, MLA Vicky Mowat, MLA April Chiefcalf, MLA Darcy Warrington, MLA Nathaniel Teed, MLA Leroy LaLiberte. And we have Councillor Holly Kelleher, Councillor Sinos Timon, Councillor Jasmine Parker, and Councillor Catherine McDonald. I hope I didn't miss anybody, but thank you all for coming here and honoring us today.
If we could all just have one more nice big round of applause for all of our young people today and all their teachers for taking them out to get us started today. Thank you very much, everybody. It is our honor to be hosting you today on this glorious day and this glorious event. One of the things we'd like to acknowledge that the Stewardship Committee that organizes the event requested that we acknowledge that last year's event didn't proceed, and that we're really happy to get this year's event going on today. I think on the heels of announcing all of those leaders that find themselves gathered here with us today, it's no secret, I think, that we're dealing with a lot of different challenges to try and make our tomorrow a lot better and a lot brighter for all of us. Some of those challenges are a little bit more obvious than others, but I think today is about celebration and coming together to actually create a better tomorrow in the community and the neighborhoods and the province we all want to live in today. So yeah, my hat is off to all those elected leaders that found themselves assembled here today celebrating the day with us today. I would also like to acknowledge all of the elders and the residential school survivors that are gathered with us today as well too. If we could please acknowledge them kindly, please. April Sora is going to sing us a song for them. No, I might be using the old notes. I think we got the Mother Teresa singers here instead, so thank you. Yeah. So I'd like to acknowledge all of the teachers that brought the singers with us today as well too. I'd like to acknowledge our police chief that is here as well, and our acting fire chief that is assembled here with us as well too. So we'd like to now hear from survivors, some community voices and leaders who all help us carry this work forward. So please join me in welcoming Elder Maria Linklater and Elder Rick Daniels, please.
I want to thank everybody for coming here to come and celebrate with us, truth and reconciliation. If you ask 1,000 people what that means, you'll get 1,000 answers. So whatever you're doing to make it come true, whatever we have to do. And my life has to do with the way we lived a long time ago, to live a spiritual program, to help out wherever I can, and to look after our old people. Because without looking after our old people, we're going to lose them. We lost so many of our old people this year. Last year, too, we lost them. Listen, I want to say that, if we can keep on working together as a group. All the things that there's so much things that are happening. Everybody's are doing something. All the organizations are doing wonderful things, but we have to know what we are doing. I know a lot of people, and I know of what they do, but they do so much, and we don't know about that. They do extra work to look after the families, to bring the families together, and also for the people to go back to school, to get a darn good education, so they don't have to worry about their lives in the future. Because without an education, it's really going to be hard to make a living unless you got a skill. And also, like all the Native organizations, they all have something to do with what's happening with the truth and reconciliation. But at the same time, we must not forget it. We must do this forever and ever. We have to teach our children. When we're gone, our children will keep on doing it, because if we don't do it, we're going to go back to the same way as the way things were. A lot of our people suffered, the young people suffered drugs and alcohol coming in. But we must tell our children that it's okay not to do drugs and alcohol. It doesn't get us anywhere. It doesn't. It just hurts everybody's feelings. Everybody suffers. And I want to tell all of you, kinanas kong tinawa mga bitote ke bewi tapmia komaya iskohoni ken kawi koptame ewanan nanas kumane kusan kakyo kinanas kong tinawa hai kakyo.
Thank you, Maria, for those wise words. Yes, I just want to thank everybody here too for coming out today. I too am a residential school survivor, and the big thing about days like today, honoring residential school survivors, something that was just here with us. For a lot of residential school survivors, healing wasn't a part of the process. We didn't know what healing was. We didn't know how to heal. And we didn't talk about the residential school system. I'm so happy, today that the residential school era is finally a part of our history. It's finally a part of our school system where young people can learn about the residential school system. And that it wasn't made up stories or anything like that. And that the churches were responsible for what happened to us as residential school survivors. And like I said, we have survivors here. They're great people, strong people, and a strong community to help us with days like this, to carry on and let our children, our grandchildren, our neighbors, friends, what the residential school era is all about. So I just want to say thank you again for coming out today and supporting all of us. Aha, can I ask now?
We'd like to now ask Senator Nora Cummings to come up to say a few words.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What an honor it is to be here today for me. I'm so honored to be able to come and speak. It's an exciting day to a point. Today is also a day that I think we should stand and put a great friend of mine has left us. And when our elders are passing on, and Maria asked and said that about us, that's true. We have to continue to work with our young people. And also, not only our young people, but people that are here that understand we as people, as Native people, have to always work along and educate each and every one of us. But today, I thought of my best friend, great elder that I had the opportunity to work with, Gilbert Cuso. We've done a lot of work together and I always respected him. He was a great man, he was a great father, he was a great grandpa. He used to come to our groups. And today I know he's probably looking down at us all. And I think, it's time that we should maybe stand and take a minute of silence for him. Thank you. I know that he's probably looking down at us and I'm watching over us. So I'm not going to speak long here. I just said I wanted to have the opportunity to recognize our elder and the great man that he was. And I want to say to each and every one of you, thank you for coming out and recognizing all of us here. Thank you very much. Amen.
Thank you very much, Senator. It is no secret that, if he was here actually, I know he's watching from a different place, but it was pretty obvious that I was the son of Gilbert. There's kind of an uncanny resemblance if you fast forward 20 years. Everyone always told me I kind of look like him. So I think I'm supposed to. So One of the neat things I think as we look at our young people here, as we look at our teachers that are showing the next generation, the next group of people that actually have to step up and carry the load, carry the work, move us forward. One of the things that I'm really proud of is we used to be a lot more involved in these types of activities. It's nice to see another group of leaders kind of carry the flag forward, if you will. That's kind of what it's all about when we look about how do we help each other and how do we take those next steps. It's all of you here, all those leaders that have assembled today. One of the people I'm really proud to announce, I'd like to ask Her Worship, Cynthia Block, to join me in sharing a few words for all of us. Please join me in welcoming Her Worship, Mayor Cynthia Block.
Good morning, Tansei, everyone. It is an honor for me to speak on this important day as we once again reflect on where we've been and where we're going on reconciliation. I'd like to begin, I guess, just by saying a huge thank you to all of you who started us out in a good way, to Elder Rick and to the drummers. And my goodness, those singers were amazing. Like really, like they didn't really have any support. They were just singing and belting it out. That was a mighty fine performance. I really appreciated that. It is an honor for me to be here among my colleagues represented on council, also our friends in the provincial legislature. It's so important that everyone is showing up. Foundationally, I started out this morning in an especially good way, thanks to Elder Maria and a whole host of other good friends who had joined us in the teepee for a pipe ceremony. And this is the first time since I've been elected, so 9 years going, that I was invited in. And I'm learning more about what a woman's pipe ceremony looks like. And we just had a lovely time, and we learned. And it was good to be together and to talk among ourselves. So thank you, Maria, and all the friends that joined us. Elder Judy was in there with us too, and just great to see so many of the elders. I know foundationally the reason we're here today is to make sure that we are honoring the survivors. They're survivors of colonization, of residential schools, of the 60s scoop, and the deep sadness that has been a part of our history. And where do we go from here? I think that these are the important things that we have to reconcile. And we know truth must come before reconciliation. I think sometimes as we move forward, we're trying to do a little bit of it at the same time. And hopefully that's because our hearts are open and we are eager to have change. I liked what was said by the MC about the young people in the room and how important it is that you listen and learn so that we continue, that we move forward, that we actually can show action in reconciliation. So I wanted to say something meaningful about truth. I had a conversation just in the last couple of weeks with a service provider in Saskatoon who is working with many people with addictions and trauma, and many are Indigenous. There was one woman in particular who had relatively recently been released from jail, and she would be roughly my age. She is a 60s scoop survivor, and she told this story to her service provider of the day they scooped her up and the day that she arrived at residential school, and how she sat at the window and waited for her mom. Every single day for years and years, she stood by that window and waited for her mom. For all of us who are mothers, that hits. If that we can't see ourselves in that story, we will not get to the other side of that. That is the truth we need to hear, as we also look forward to the many important positive things that are happening in our community. There's not a single day that I don't have a telephone conversation, someone in my office or someone I'm just meeting in the street saying, how can I help? It might be somebody who's very prominent in the business community, it may be somebody in government, it may be a student, it may be a mom in the grocery store. We are seeing what is going on in our community, and it's not okay, and we all have to take responsibility to get to the other side. So let's talk about what we are doing. There are good things happening in our city because so many people care. The Saskatoon Homelessness Action Plan is moving forward. It's a new plan. It's not led by the City of Saskatoon exclusively. It is being led in partnership with SHIP, with the Saskatoon Tribal Council, with Comfy and the Métis Nation. We are all working together side by side with Indigenous rights holders, providing the leadership that is needed, and also informed by people with lived experience. So where does council play a role? And this is, I think, the foundational piece that my colleagues and I on council are working toward right now. We are in conversations with Tribal Chief and with Shirley Isbister at Comfy and the Métis Nation, trying to listen and learn how we don't get in the way, but rather find a way to unleash the power and creativity of our whole community, who is telling us every day they want to help. So as we move through those pieces, please know that there is much happening on the ground. I'm very grateful to the province of Saskatchewan working closely with us right now on a new permanent homeless shelter, and also to make sure people have a safe place to be. Right now, they don't. We don't have warming centers. We don't have enough room for people to be places during the day. And so we are working on creating a drop-in center. More to say about that in a bit. But those are the kinds of pieces where we start to move things forward. As we know, the most significant thing we can do is housing. For the last more than a year now, the city has been steely focused on housing through the Housing Accelerator Fund. All orders of government are involved here. The federal government's HALF program is so far creating 757 new affordable housing units in our city, most of which will have wraparound supports. That is how we change. That is the way out. Recovery is super important, and again, grateful for the province's program on that. Housing. Recovery is certainly part of that, but housing is for sure the first step. I wanted to just say one other really exciting thing that we should all, especially as young Indigenous people, I am super inspired right now by Saskatoon's urban reserves. We started this in the 90s. The very first urban reserve in Canada was here. We now have 12 urban reserves in Saskatoon. Yes. This is improving lives every day. This is creating economic opportunity for our entire city, and it's reconciliation in action. And many of the new First Nations who are joining as urban reserves in our city are interested in providing residential opportunities. They're interested in providing work opportunities for young people. And they're also looking at partnering to create drop-in centers when home isn't a safe place to be. So for all of the things that we know we must do, for all of the reasons that we must continue to hear truth as we move forward with reconciliation, let's know that we put our hearts into this as a city, all of us together, we will get to the other side. Thank you. Hi, hi.
Thank you, Your Worship. And also, I would just like to mention that someone else in the audience, a special dignitary, Ken Cheveldayoff, MLA, has also joined us. Next up, thank you. I'd like to invite Saskatoon Tribal Council Tribal Chief, Mark Arcand.
Testing. Tansei, Nanaskanen Kakil Pitaksinianko Tada Treaty 6 territory. So how many of you know what I said in my Cree language? Okay. What I said was the Edmonton Oilers are the best hockey team. All the Nihilak elders are just laughing at me there, right? So what I said was we welcome you all here, Saskatoon, our territory, Treaty 6. I want to thank Elder Maria for lifting the pipe this morning with the elders. Thank you for doing that. It's always great to start off in prayer. Our drum group, our New York drum group and singing our songs. One amazing thing that I'd like to see is our young people. When we talk about residential schools and our survivors, language, culture, identity taken away from our people, this is bringing it back one step at a time. You look at the grade 2 and 3 class. They weren't just Métis kids. Different races, different cultures, embracing Métis national anthem. That's what we need to do. Because for me as tribal chief, working in the city of Saskatoon has been really, really tough. We all know the work that we do, and it's for people to have a quality of life. If there's one person in this here today or in this city that believes I do this for myself, you're wrong. Because I will not be in this position if it's about me. It's about people. It's about all of us coming together for humanity to take care of people. And when we talk about history, how many people know this? First Nations are the only ones in Canada that has a separate policy to take care of us compared to the rest of society, which is called an Indian Act. Why just us? That was to keep us out of the economy. To this day, we still see us not part of the economy, to a place where I think we should be equal. So when the mayor, thank her for her words, because I totally agree with her. We have 12 urban reserves in Saskatoon. But the question is, why are we buying back our own land? Why? Nobody wants to talk the real talk. Nobody wants to talk the truth. We have to work together to really acknowledge and understand what we're trying to do. I appreciate everyone being here, because 2 years ago, this place was bare. When I think about our elderly people that were taken from their homes because of a system that was dictated to take the Indian out of the child. Why? I ask people in a respectful way, I challenge you. This place should be full every year if we're talking reconciliation. Everybody should be coming to this place and say, I want to be a champion of reconciliation. I just don't want to send one business representative. I want to send our entire team to come and support reconciliation. Because right now in the city of Saskatoon, when we think about what's happening in the homeless population, it's hurting our city. But first and most importantly, they're people. Doesn't matter where they come from. 2 stories. Through our work in homelessness, we still have people that are against us in our shelter. Because it shouldn't be in my neighborhood, it shouldn't be in this area of town, it shouldn't. Then who has the right answer? Step up. Give us that right answer. Because in my opinion, because of the system, there should be nobody in homelessness. Nobody should be incarcerated. We look at our people, Elder Maria said it, drugs and alcohol, because of a system, is destroying our people and every other person. I know of non-Indigenous people that have lost jobs and careers because of crystal meth, fentanyl addictions. I've known it. Why? Because we're frontline workers. We don't sit in a bright office and everywhere else. We're in the trenches each and every day, understanding what's going on. We've got a story of a young lady. We went to the legislative. She was on the street for 3 years, not even from our tribal council. She had nothing. She lost her kids to the system. We now hired her at the Saskatoon Tribal Council. She works for us in Swayatoten Outreach, where outreach makes a difference in the city. We changed her life. And not too many people know that. And she was recognized at the legislature by both Sask Party and NDP. When I talk about systems of policies and procedures, systems have to change because it's not inclusive. What's wrong with having First Nations or Indigenous led to be part of the solution. People see that as a threat. Because when we signed treaty in 1876, it was to work together. Sometimes that's not happening. So I can appreciate all the good work we're doing, but it's not fast enough. We need champions. We need people to stand up and say, we need to work together. I can guarantee you today, I work closely with your worship wherever she went. She's hiding on me. There she is. With her worship and council. Whether we agree to disagree, it's about the people. That's what matters. Doesn't matter if you're sitting in the legislature as a opposition or government, work together for the people. That has to be the goal. I talk about my own family, and here's a real system that drives me crazy. She's in university, she has 3 young children, falling behind a little bit on her grades because of her family. She goes to write her midterm exam. The professor tells her, "Oh, I think you should drop this class." And she says, "What do you want me to do? I'm taking care of my 3 kids. Do you mind if I breastfeed my son in class while I do my work?" Professor didn't know what to say. She turns around, writes the exam, and gets 80%. But the system says, if you're not following our rules, regulations, you got to go. How do we change that system where it says, how do you support that mother? How do you support that individual? Because we know education is the new buffalo for our people. That's how we're going to stay off the streets. That's how we're going to stay out of incarceration. That's how we're going to have our children not in care. Those policies, procedures have to change. But again, there's no accountability within that system. Nobody challenges out that professor, but guess what? I'll do it on behalf of our people, because it's not right. You don't treat people like that. If you do, I'll tell you you're wrong. People may agree with me, may disagree with me, but that's the reality. We have to support people. My son, he was in jail for the past 6 years through a crystal meth addiction, in and out of jail. Did a lot of crime. Police, he's known well to police, but guess what? He's graduating from SIT from mental health and addictions on June 11th. Because our organization was the only one to believe in him, through a criminal record, to hire him. He went to another organization. They wouldn't hire him because he doesn't have a license. This has to change. Nobody wants to call it out. Well, you know what? You want to help me? Stand behind us. You want to help our survivors? Stand behind us. Stand with us. Don't tell us what's best for us. Tell us how we work together, because we have ideas. When we talk with our Katayak, our elders, they tell us ceremony, language, identity. Don't let our children go through this. They suffered enough for our people because that system. And I say this with all due respect, but I'm going to start speaking the truth. I've said it for many, many years. Things are moving, but they got to move faster. So those are real stories that people don't work in the front lines really have to think about. And again, I never went to residential schools because my great-grandmother raised me when I was 7 months old. She saved me. Judy and Rick know my family. She saved me. I believe through intergenerational trauma, I've changed my family's life because they're not in the system anymore. That's what we've got to do. But I couldn't do it alone. I had support from other non-Indigenous people, and they know who they are. So I want to challenge people. We've got to do better, and we've got to do it quickly. Because at the end of the day, we got to make sure we all have a quality of life. Just remember that, quality of life for equality for all people. Hi, Nanaskana, thank you.
Thank you very much, Tribal Chief. I don't know if you caught on, but I am from Yellow Quill. That is my tribal chief there. I'm very proud of him and the work that he does on our collective behalf. One of the neat things before I introduce our next speaker is I'd like to acknowledge what the mayor said about all of our urban reserves that we have in Saskatoon. We are the urban reserve capital of Canada. And one of the neat things, I think, oftentimes one of the things my late father, Gilbert Kiwastep, used to say, he used to say, nobody's coming to save us that isn't already here. And Saskatoon has been a real example of that, like of finding the innovations. It came through in Tribal Chief Arcan's stories as well too. Sometimes the people that are going to have that solution might need a little bit of our help to kind of help them get, to show us the way, if you will. I'd like to introduce our next speaker. Holy smokes, I have all the admiration in the world for all of our leaders that find themselves, whether you're elected or non-elected. This next speaker was elected literally on Saturday and is put to work Monday morning. So please join me in welcoming Western Region 2A Regional Director, Beverly Fullerton.
Thank you. Tanche, everyone. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the introduction. I am so grateful and so happy to be here. I am Beverly Fullerton. I am a Métis citizen from Saskatoon here, from Duck Lake, raised in Saskatoon. And I am bringing greetings on behalf of Métis Nation Saskatchewan. And, I was listening to some of the speakers and, Mark Arcan and our mayor, and when we're talking about reconciliation, I'm just throwing this out. I was talking to Cheryl, I'm like, I'll keep it short, but I just want to share. Reconciliation to me is also instilling hope and healing in our people. What a lot of folks that do know me know that I share my story on my sleeve. And I've been that person that's been homeless. I've been the person that has, faced the barriers and the systems that are put against us to keep us down. I am a recovering addict. I've been in the incarceration. I've been in prison. And here I am today standing as an elected regional director for our Métis Nation Saskatchewan. So we can do this. So I do want to acknowledge our residential and day school survivors, the families who carry their legacies, and our elders who guide us with strength in their teachings that will lead us in a good way. The raising of the reconciliation flag to me is a powerful act. It is definitely a reminder of the collective responsibility to honor the truths and to move forward in a good way. And we're committing to meaningful change. So yes, coming together, and as Mark Arcan said, I would love to keep seeing our crowd get bigger and facing these truths and talking the realities that we face. I do want to keep it short. This is my very first. I started at 8 a.m. this morning, and I am so appreciative to start my journey off in this good way, knowing that we have so many people here that all believe in this change. So I also want to recognize Shirley Eisbister. Her tireless work in this community does not go unnoticed. I see the work she does, all of the community events, making things like this possible for us to come together and keeping it real. And so you've always led with heart and purpose. So I want to respectfully step aside and give you the space to speak, Shirley, and merci everyone. I look forward to seeing you all in community.
Thank you so much, Beverly. I've had the honor of sitting at tables with Beverly and getting to know her over the years. And she always said it was actually at the police service. And she always said how ironic it was that there she was at the police service doing the work. But that is the important work that she does. So thank you so much, Beverly. I'd like to now, it's my honor to introduce Comfy President Shirley Eisbister.
Well, good morning, everyone. Senator Cummings, thank you for the opening, and of course, my Maria. Thank you for the pipe ceremony this morning, and Rick. And I'd like to introduce, we have a president of the Métis Nation in from Kindersley, Barb Card. Do you want to put a wave there, Barb? Thank you for coming out. It's nice to see the group of people that we had, but everyone's right. We need more people out for this. Reconciliation is a term that we continue to use, but it's not showing up here today as to the amount of people that have come. We need to get everyone out. We need to start getting our families out. I know it's hard, school's on, people are working, but companies should be giving us the time off to be able to come and show up. I think we have some interns here from the Métis Nation. Where are you? Wave your hand. There they are. So you know what you have to do in the future for our people. On behalf of Comfy, I welcome you to the homeland of the Métis and recognize that we're on Treaty 6 territory. We all work together in this community to move everything forward. And I'm especially pleased that we have so many of our survivors here today. And I want to thank Cornelia and the organizers, Audrey, for putting everything together and making this happen. You know, this year we're going to be honoring Gilbert Q-Step as we do the walk for reconciliation, the Rock Your Roots, on June 20th. So Gilbert's family is going to lead the walk, and we're all going to be honoring Gilbert for all the good work. And you know, Gilbert, I remember him coming to meetings, and he was so thoughtful. And we had a meeting on reconciliation, and Gilbert was there, and they asked him to do the opening prayer. And he said, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but we're in the homeland of the Métis, and it should be a Métis elder saying the prayer. And I always remember that he was respectful to us. I loved Gilbert. You could talk to him at any time, and he would listen, and I was saddened when he made his next journey. So we honor him, and we honor his family. So we keep saying we miss Neil in the community very badly. So I want everyone to take the time, see each other, see what we're here for, and we're not just here representing our organizations. We're here as people ourselves. Remember your call to action. And ask yourself, is that my call to action, or is that my organization's call to action? Because it's normally not one and the same. You have your own call to action, and honor our children. And as we move forward, we need to more define what reconciliation is to each of us. So have a great day, and don't forget, start gathering people for the Rock Your Roots Walk, June 20th at Reconciliation Circle in Victoria Park. See you there.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the calls to action that our leaders have issued to us today as we gather here today. I expect all of us to have a buddy next year when we're doing this lovely event, and probably some staff release time. In preparation for the walk, I was asked to get some more steps, and so the Saskatoon Marathon was recently on, so I participated in that and won the race. I'm just joking. I wasn't even in town. But if I had the time off, I probably would have been there. It is my pleasure to introduce the Honorable Minister Eric Schmalz. If he could please join us up here. He is the Minister of Government Relations.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the introduction and the opportunity to speak here today. I'd like to take a moment and acknowledge our elders here today and the survivors here as well. Your knowledge and guidance is immeasurable. The value is immeasurable. Good morning, Chief Arcand, Mayor Block, Police Chief McBride, Fire Chief Wiegren, and other special guests here today. I'd also like to take a moment and acknowledge another colleague from the legislature. Most have been acknowledged here today, but MLA Jamie Martins is here from Martinsville Blairmore as well, so I'd like to acknowledge her. I'd like to extend my thanks to Rick Daniels for leading this morning's prayer and getting us started in a good way. Thank you very much. Since having the honor of being appointed Minister for First Nations Métis and Northern Affairs as part of the government relations portfolio, I've had the honor and opportunity to have meetings with First Nations and Indigenous organizations throughout the province. And now that we're completed our spring session, I look forward to continuing those meetings going forward. I was proud this last week to have attended a groundbreaking ceremony for a new cultural center on Muscadet First Nation, part of the Saskatoon Tribal Council. We had a really good day out there. We sat in a circle, had a pipe ceremony. We shared stories, and Elder Lyle Bear was very good and provided some perspective. And it wasn't lost on me that day that we were actively participating in reconciliation. As a government official or a member of the government, I was there helping break ground for a cultural center that a government in the past, the culture that a government in the past tried to destroy. And it was a very meaningful time. Elder Bear, while we were in the circle, we participated. Elder Bear has some mobility issues, so we were participating in the groundbreaking indoors, and we were putting the soil on a cloth on the buffalo skull in the circle. And we had been sitting for quite a while on the ground, and I realized the older and the fatter I get, the harder it is for me to get off the ground. So he made this profound presentation about Mother Earth. It was very, very heartfelt, very touching. And as I put that soil on that bison skull, I leaned over to him and said, you know, Mother Earth loves me more and more every day. So I'm having a harder time leaving her presence. I'm going to be touring many more nations this summer. I'm looking at going up north and having conversations. My colleague, Leroy LaLiberty, MLA for Cumberland, and I were just discussing that today. It's an honor to have this portfolio and to be able to participate in events like this today and realize and recognize that the events that we attend today would have never happened had it not been for groups like Reconciliation Saskatoon. So I thank you for that. We appreciate your efforts. This month we commemorate National Indigenous History Month. Throughout June, we are encouraged to reflect upon the proud history, the sacrifices and contributions of Indigenous people to our nation's development. And that development continues. The month also is an opportunity to honor First Nations, Inuit, and Métis cultures in our province and across our country. I encourage all Saskatchewan residents to participate in events and use this opportunity to learn more about the history and diversity of Indigenous peoples in this province. The Ministry of Government Relations is proud to be able to provide funding for many of these important events through First Nations and Métis sponsorship grant programs, including an event by the Saskatoon Library Association just last year. Again, I want to say thank you to Reconciliation Saskatoon and the City of Saskatoon for your work to arrange today's event. I hope that today's flag-raising ceremony is a start of a month of commemoration and education in Saskatoon and across the province. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Minister Schmaltz. Shirley asked us that we should all not only follow our organizational commitment to reconciliation, but also our own personal ones. And I was just talking to Neil back there and mentioned that, you know, we made a list today of all of our elected officials, but they were only of the city and the provincial government. We did not list the elected officials from the Indigenous government and Indigenous leadership. I think my personal commitment this time is to make sure that whenever I'm at events, Shirley, I will make sure that we find those lists and we find those people in our audiences and we give them equal time at the microphone. So thank you for that reminder. And I just wonder if maybe at this moment we can, are there any elected officials from the First Nations Métis leadership here that we didn't mention? If you could just stand up, if anybody's here.
This Chief Judy.
Chief Judy. Okay. Anyways, thank you so much. I'd like to now invite MLA for Athabasca and Shadow Minister for First Nations and Métis Relations, Leroy Laliberty.
Hello there. Tatsa. Leroy Laliberty Sika Sonia Boval CP Sik Boval. Good afternoon. Well, actually, we're still morning here. My name's Leroy Laliberty. I'm from CP Sik Boval, the beautiful valley. Very happy to be here. I want to start first of all by saying thank you to the elders for lifting the pipe this morning in a good way. It's good to start our day in a healthy way, in a good way, through prayer. I want to say thank you to my young brothers here for the drum song. That's important to have that as well. I'll give them a round of applause, you guys. And then, of course, to the young individuals that sang the Métis national anthem. I thought that was pretty cool as well. So I have the opportunity and deep pleasure of representing the constituents of Athabasca, and so that's where I'll correct the honorable minister. I represent Athabasca, which is the whole northwest part of the province. It's great to be here. I want to also thank, again, my thankfulness to the elders and the Escapios that help in organizing this event. Dorothea Swiftwolf, my sis, it's really nice to have her here and to see her. I haven't seen her in a few years. I'm a bit far from home today, but I feel deeply honored to be here on an occasion like this that honors our commitments to reconciliation in this province. And to be here to see the flag being raised today, that's something that I was hoping to be able to have the opportunity to take part in. Reconciliation it's important for our people. I'm proud to be a Cree Mi'kmaq person from northern Saskatchewan. My grandparents, my Kokums and my Mushums attended a residential school. And it's important for us to listen to the stories of our elders. I had the opportunity to sit with Elder Rick Daniels this morning. And like he was saying before the mic cut off, we were talking about other things like golf. It wasn't about politics. And it's really nice to sit with an elder and listen to the stories that they bring to the table. It's so nice to see the Kokums like Judy and Marina, so to be able to be here and to experience this today. I'm pleased to also see that this has opened the celebration of the National Indigenous History Month. For us to be to go in that way, our people that spoke the truth Now it's our responsibility to move forward in reconciliation, and so it's nice to have the mayor and council and to see representatives here from not only the province, but local municipal representation, leaders of the First Nation communities. I want to acknowledge my my fellow MLAs, my friends, the MLAs from Saskatoon. If you want to give a wave over here, it's nice to have them here. We also have MLA from City Centre, Saskatoon City Centre, Betty Nippy Albright, who's also a residential school survivor and a part of our caucus. I want to share briefly on some good news that came from our home region, Northern Saskatchewan, as a result of the elders, survivors, young people in the community working together. Just a few months ago, in March, the Government of Canada reached an agreement in principle with the Isla Cross Residential School, with the Isla Cross Residential School survivors. This came from decades long of advocacy from survivors and their families who shared stories, experiences, and worked together to have the acknowledgement of the federal government. And this is something that was, I felt deeply honored to be there to experience that, because I went there, you know, and thinking about my kokums that attended that school, it was important and it was a historic day on March 3rd of this year to see that. It is because the survivors that we continue to see the positive changes that are being made right now. Their resiliency, their advocacy for us young Nihilwak to be able to get into these positions, to be able to represent, to be able to speak. It's really important. The ongoing journey on the uncovering truth, reaching for reconciliation. I admit it could get quite heavy when we talk about these stories, but I remember sitting with my kokum and listening to her story, and it brought tears to my eyes. I couldn't imagine as a dad having to go through that and see my babies being taken away and taken to a school where they didn't get to speak their language or understand their culture. But these stories are stories that need to be heard. Like Chief Arkan said today, it's our responsibility as people, not just as representation, but as people, to work together to be able to move forward. And this is something that needs to be done. Call to action. So I'll leave you as June marked a National Indigenous History Month. But this also gives you the opportunity to go to Batoche and learn the Métis culture as well. Batoche days are in July. This is where we get to listen to the stories, be there in laughter, hear the music, and understand the culture. This is something that's really important for us to be able to do together in reconciliation. Reconciliation is an important thing. And it gives us all the opportunity to move forward together as friends. Because the work in a partnership that has been done by so many, I am in full hope today, and on behalf of our Saskatchewan NDP caucus and 27 hardworking colleagues and friends of mine in our NDP caucus, thank you for having me here. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to sit with our elders, to be able to sit there and listen to the stories. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. Merci, Tinigi. Miugisagansi. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much to the MLA representing the Northwest in our province. One of the things that I think is super important that we've learned on a reconciliation journey that we've collectively been on is the recognition. The recognition really goes a long way in acknowledging and starting the healing process. Our next speaker, one of the things that we recently completed in Saskatoon was our was our homelessness pit count, our point-in-time count. One of the questions that was posed to those that are experiencing homelessness was if they had any connection to the residential school era. And one of the neat things, like I think why it's so important, hopefully it wasn't lost on all of us here, that acknowledgement that they were a part of something, a public policy that was targeted towards them and their families and the generations that came after them. That acknowledgement is going to really help trigger all of that healing process. And then collectively, just like all the stories we've heard today, we're going to find solutions and helping each other out, but we're going to find innovations within that as well too. So my hat goes off to this next speaker here as well too. Another new face for me. It's my pleasure to introduce our Police Chief Cameron McBride.
Good morning. Uh-oh.
Check.
Okay, there we go. Hopefully that wasn't supposed to happen. Good morning, everyone. I'm so honored to be here as we talk about reconciliation. As an organization, as a police service, certainly we have much work to do within the realm of reconciliation. And it's very important to me to acknowledge those who are here who speak into me. And I'm looking at you, and the influence that you've had in a loving and a caring way over my leadership in such a short time has been remarkable. Our Kateak, our old people, elders, knowledge keepers, thank you for being here. Thank you for your influence. I can't tell you how important it is for the work that we do as police. So I've been policing for 28 years, and certainly all of it in Saskatoon. And it's been a journey of learning and understanding as an organization. It's very easy in policing to become enamored with the pace of the work, to become focused on the moment, and to forget to ask why. Why are we racing around the city? Why are we going from call to call? Why are we working with these individuals in crisis? And many times, probably more times than not, the critical piece we're missing is why. And so along the course, the journey of reconciliation, the journey of understanding, we started as an organization learning, simple education, cultural awareness training, learning. And what comes with learning is an obligation to take what you've learned and put it into action. Learning has to change the way you do business. It has to change your understanding and answer those questions of why. Why are you doing the things that you're doing? Why are you interacting with these individuals, and how do we do it in a better way? And so we've got several members of our service here in the crowd. We've got Jason from our Equity and Cultural Engagement Unit. We've got Jamie Arcand, our Indigenous consultant. We've got individuals from our service who I know are committed to the work of reconciliation. And more importantly, maybe not more importantly, but very importantly, we've got community members who are engaged in ensuring that the Saskatoon Police Service embraces reconciliation, and that accountability piece is so important. I've got our old people who are speaking into our organization and bringing accountability. I've got Beverly sitting on one of our committees who is just so valuable, bringing her perspective, and we can't overlook or forget to embrace those perspectives. We've got, I had the opportunity to go to Oskayak High School and speak with the young people there, and that was a life-changing experience for me. because I had the ability to embrace what they're telling me and change my leadership and change our organization based on what we're hearing, what I'm hearing. And so with that, I want to just say, as an organization, we're committed. When I look at where we've come, I'm very proud, and that's not right. I shouldn't be proud. I should be happy that we're on the right path. And when I look at the work that we have to do, how far we need to go, I cannot also be overwhelmed by that. I have to take every single day, and our organization has to take every single day, embracing the accountability that comes from our partners and moving us in the right direction. Like Tribal Chief Arkan said, we're not moving fast enough, but we will get there. I'm confident that we will get there. And so with that, thank you for everyone here who's committed to reconciliation. And I agree, next year, let's fill this place, let's shut down the street, because there's not enough room for everybody who's committed to reconciliation in Saskatoon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chief McBride. And again, I've had the honor of being on the Saskatoon Police Advisory Committee on Diversity with Bev, and Chief McBride attends every single one of those meetings and spends the whole time, the whole afternoon with us, and keeps us up to date on everything that's going on. So thank you so much for that. Next, and last but not least, I'd like to introduce our Acting Fire Chief, Pamela Golden-McLeod. Pam.
Good morning, and thank you for inviting the fire department. Chief Wiegren sends his regrets. I just want to first of all thank the elders, Elder Maria for the pipe ceremony today, and Elder Rick for the prayers, and for all the good learning we're doing today. And thank you for the calls to action from Shirley and Chief Arkan. This is an important event, but it's an important part of every day for the Saskatoon Fire Department. I want to share that when my Baba's family came from the Ukraine many years ago, my Baba shared that her family would not have survived the first year around Pelly, Saskatchewan, if it hadn't been for the Indigenous community reaching out and guiding these Ukrainian people from far away in how to take care of themselves and how to survive those winters. And then today, when I was at the pipe ceremony and Elder Judy was helping me learn and helping me grow and understand, I thought we've been continually learning from the Indigenous community as a province, and we need to continue that work. In the fire department, we have the opportunity to act on reconciliation on a daily basis. Every call we respond to, the work of our fire investigators involved with fire inspections and working with people who are experiencing homelessness. And now this week we are welcoming in Saskatoon, in the southern part of the province, 2,000 relatives and friends from northern Saskatchewan who have started evacuating yesterday. And I think in every one of those moments our actions count and our actions matter. And we make a decision every time about if we are acting on reconciliation or if we're moving backwards. And so I think it's so important that as we make decisions, the fire department is always learning and growing and determining, are we moving forward in reconciliation at the speed of fire? And that's our challenge. How do we move at the speed of fire on this work and not through the slow bureaucracies? So I just want to thank everybody for being here. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm really looking forward to, my understanding is April, according to, is going to be saying a song now. And so I will pass the mic on over to April for her song. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pam. So now, I'd like to thank all of our guests and honored guests and dignitaries for their words. There's something very special and meaningful in every single one of them, and I'd just like to thank you all for being here. So now, we'd like to lift our spirits, and I'd like to introduce Curtis Pitatus to the microphone, and he's going to tell us a little bit about St. Francis Mahiganak Dance Troupe. Curtis?
Thank you very much. Hi, Nanaskamun. Dinigan Nanaskamun, wow, Miyogi Segao. Thank you very much. It's a beautiful day. My name is Curtis Peditus. I represent Beardies and Okamasas Cree Nation. And today we are going to feature our dancers from the Mahiganak Dance Troupe. A little bit about us. Mahiganak is an award-winning celebration of Indigenous youth and culture. We are the 2024 recipient of the Spirit Bear Award for continuing the tradition of dance during a year of teacher sanctions. So we received that award, and thank and congratulations to all of our dancers. Up here we have B.A. Sue Muskiki, Davika Iron Bow representing Soto here, saying hi to our kukums, our elders, thank you. Davika's in grade 9. Over here in orange and red, we have Noah Oslin representing Mr. Wasis. We have Little Bear Gray Eyes representing Muskeg Lake. She's in grade 7. Also in grade 7, Janessa Sutherland from Beardies and Okamasas. And then Ocean Man's own Kendall Sutherland. All right, dancers, we are going to give our people here a forced start. Our songs are sung. They're sung 4 times. Today we lifted the pipe, and we want to sing that song 4 times to carry that song where it needs to go. So I will acknowledge the drum of Bedford Road Collegiate to give us that forced start intertribal. Okay, dancers, come and grab a spot here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. These are the Mahiganak dancers. All right, Bedford Road, dig 'em up. Thank you very much, Saskatoon. Reconciliation, Saskatoon. Thank you as well. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. Nanaskamunau, wow.
Thank you very much to the Mohegan dance group and to our Bedford Road singers. I'd like to now welcome up fiddle player J.J. LaValle. He's going to be performing Red River Jig for us right before we open up our have our flag raising ceremony.
I invite Anybody that knows how to do the Red River jig to come on up right here? Show your fanciest step.
Come on, everybody.
You might not be able to hear it because
Everybody, please come on up.
maybe put the mic.
Join JJ LaValle. Do some steps. Not going to put you on the spot, Bev, but you know. Sorry.
I got 7 children.
All right, here we go. Look.
Thank you so much for that. JJ LaValle, a big round of applause, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you, JJ.
Hey, no problem.
Now, it's for what we've all gathered here today, this morning, and into this afternoon here. I'd like to call up those that'll be helping to raise the flag today to come forward. I'd like to invite Hermeline Maurice and Evelyn Linklater up to help us with the raising of the reconciliation flag. We're going to have the Bedford Road Drum Group sing us a flag song as the flag is being raised. So if you're able to, please stand up if you're able to. I know it's been a long morning thus far, but if you're able to, please join us as we celebrate this glorious event.
Bedford Road Drum Group. And there's the flag raised. Before we close, we're excited to announce, as Shirley mentioned, that the Rock Your Roots Walk for Reconciliation will return on June 20th, 2025 in Victoria Park. This year's walk is grounded in the same spirit as today: unity, truth, and rising together. The theme of this year's walk is in honor of the late Elder Gilbert Kiwistep. Wanaska, wake up or rise up. We invite everyone here today to join us to rock your roots as we all prepare to celebrate National Indigenous Peoples Day on June 21st. Wear your own cultural regalia, bring your friends, your relatives, your stories, and come together with us to help shape a more inclusive and positive future for all of us and future generations.
Thank you very much for being here, and let's make sure we fill up this City Square next year. Thank you. Chimagwech.